Yeah, what's up? This is one of my moments of introspection where, it's interesting where, I'm at Springfield Hospital. It's where I come to get my therapy for my shooting that happened on May 25th, based on something that many people believe. I bought it on myself. When this dude told me come back to his barbershop and he gonna pay me on the debt that is over 20 years old, right? Well, you're supposed to just let that go. What? So he can prosper off the misunderstanding of a promise, his word, my trust, our friendship. Because if it wasn't from a position of friendship to begin with, you would have never asked me for what it is that caused this monetary rift. And we know in our society of where we at with that, whether it's in the game, whether it's just straight trusting your friend with a straight cash exchange, that once you incur debt, ain't no other way out of it unless you either pay back or that person decides to say, you're good, don't worry about it. Well, that didn't happen on my side because you begged me for it. You put me in a position of discomfort where I said, no, I don't want to do this. Because if you don't pay me, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. And then if you don't pay me, you abusing the leverage that you have by saying we like family, we we like brothers. I wouldn't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And okay, 15, 20 years fly by, I didn't need it, so I didn't bother you. I've seen you plenty of times. Not once did you say, here, yo, look good looking now. I really needed it at the time that I needed it. And furthermore, you ain't get booked, you ain't lose it, you ain't get robbed. You just made the money and decided not to pay me. So now that you have an opportunity to pay me, I want mine. You may not have the chance to pay it all in total, but you're supposed to chip. Same as you do with these credit cards, and you're allowed to pay a minimum balance. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they ain't going to stop sending you mail to collect that full amount. I'm going to tell you what the full amount is, because that's the balance that you got to chip. So my whole focus of today is why people always say, let it be a teachable moment. Let it be one of life's lessons. And the egregious imbalance that comes with let it be a teachable moment. Let it be a life's lesson. When you have that exchange or that phrase, teachable moment, it's usually attached and associated to some sort of setback, mishap, misstep, miscalculation, and you had to suffer some kind of consequences, whether it be your own or by the hands of someone else. And to move forward, you say, let it go and let it be a teachable moment. Don't do it again. Well, you don't have an opportunity to do it again, but you still need what it was that was promised in an agreed upon contract, verbal or, non-verbal. It don't matter. It don't matter what it was. It's your characteristics that are both online. If I gave you what's it called? If I gave you the assumption of trust, and you also return a promise of trustworthiness, then there is no room or possibility that this going to turn into a teachable moment as long as you honor your code, honor the code, honor your agreement, stand by your word as a man, And then those consequences that you expect to not be held to, oh yeah, you're going to get held to it. So the dude's going to shoot me in the kneecap, blow my shit all up over $150 that he owes me. And people coming at me with you should have just let that go. Oh, I know he's gonna shoot over something so petty. It's petty that I'm trying to retrieve my ones, but then you get what you asked for by trying to retrieve your ones. I don't live in that kind of world. You understand what I'm saying? If I owe somebody something, I'm going to definitely try to give them what it is that I owe them, and even more so, let them know my bad if it's taking all long, or can you work with me a little bit longer until I can chip that thing away, because you need what it is I promised you. Don't give a flying FUCK what it's going to be used for, or you doing all right without it. That's irrelevant. That's after the fact. Once you get up in the gates to run the race, any horse can win, but all other horses is going to lose unless you get a draw. So you got up in this race of wanting to be a baller, seeing how I ball, and then all of a sudden, everything that I represented to get to where I was when I ball, many of us real ballers know this. Everything you about discipline. Finish that thing before you start messing with the money. You know what I mean? Don't mess around with shady people. All that type of shit is shit that makes you understand that all those teachable moments that everybody else needs, well, you the teacher. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as I'm teaching what you supposed to do, or leading by example about what you supposed to do, you want to go AWOL, way beyond what you already know are your expectations, and then fuck my life up with a pop in the knee. Yeah, everybody, you need to play the same way. You ain't supposed to be doing this. Send them niggas upstate so I can't hurt neither one of them, or them hurt me some more. Put that thing into a familial type of effect, because you want to be away from your family over $150 debt that you owe 200 some years ago or 20 some years ago, no interest, and yet it's depriving me and the resources I might need to provide for my family. So what the hell does I give a shit about you and your family when you and your family been eating good off of a percentage of what you owe me for the 20 some years? Riding around in nice cars. I had all that. Worked at a bank. I had all that. Shiesty people. My wife being the most significant. Because we don't even talk about this thing if she just cut the cord and let it roll. I go my way, you go your way. Relationships don't have to last forever. But when they do break up, don't give me some shit that you dumped into my life that I got to live with on my own. Unemployment, homelessness, drug addiction, isolation, daddy status ripped. Ain't no deadbeat dad. You had me not being able to talk to my kids. I don't care what I talk to them about. Even if I busted up about you a little bit, what I'm doing is telling the truth. The truth should set you free. And not only that, whatever it was that had you in bondage was a lie. The truth can't set you free from something that didn't have you in bondage. You feel me? So now, even with that being said, well, you need to let that go, or you still giving her too much energy. No, hell no. The energy is when I have to walk through this life being depleted of all the successes and accomplishments that I've established with or without her, and some with her, but yet she's walking around with my name on her tag, which represents her growth and development into who she is now. Okay, now nobody wants to admit that shit, but she won't even give the nigga his name back. Yeah, go. You proposition or petition the courts to PFA me, to divorce me, to take my property, to do anything you wanted to do related to putting me under the gun. Once you go to the same divorce court and apply for a name change, go back to your biological joint that don't represent nothing but shadiness. I lifted you up, I lifted your family up, my stepkids. Now I got great stepkids, grand stepkids that love the hell out of me, but ain't no more pop-pop in their life. Oh, and I know they miss pop-pop. You ain't gonna miss none of that. You know, you're gonna let that go without it being that influential. You know, like one thing I was coming up playing with my brains. Yeah, it's not the influence that you may have on others, because that is all good until some craziness happens. You don't want to say your influence on others was super positive, because that should be the case. That's the standard. That's not going against the curve or the norm of how you will wish the best for someone else. But however, when you working with the exfluence, yeah, you know, playing with words, in, out, you know, in X. The influence compared to the exfluence. Imagine that. I'm going to shut it down on that. How about the exfluence you've had in other people's lives? Because all you did was take influence and turn it against those who contributed to it being a positive influence. Like, yeah, I regret every damn line of credit I took on your part. I regret every extra dime I gave you just to make sure that you feel like, you know, I can splurge a little bit here and there. Because when it came time for you to offer me a bed to sleep on, the bed couch down at the bottom floor room, and contribute a couple of dollars to the household expenses, you said, it'll be all right. Don't cry. What the fuck you mean don't cry? I'm in a motherfucking homeless shelter, RVRC, that's ran like the scandal that it is. And not only that, I'm looking at all these people. I don't got no judgments of people in my life, but these ain't the type of people I'm supposed to be around. You know? I work hard to be able to ride above most stations in life, or your stratus in life. In college, state penitentiary, not snitching on niggas. In the hood, bit bam booming niggas if I had to. No gun work, strictly nut work. And then boom, I got my rep up. Hush puppy. These are hush puppyisms. So as you are looking at how this thing dropping, yeah, I'm in tune with nature. This been the longest wait I have ever had for an Uber, and it start freezing rain, and it start snowing and sleeting and all this shit, and my peoples at the spot got some hot coffee waiting for me and all this type of thing. So yeah, this life I'm living right now is beautiful. It's free of the fakes and phonies of the world. You know, will karma bite a motherfucker about some shit that happened in their world, but yet they ain't had no sensitivity about what's happening in my world, they won't call it karma unless it's happening to somebody else. Well, karma break legs, nigga. Hush puppy out.